Up Close with Colin Thompson. Brought to you by SO City 24-hour gas station.
And welcome back. I'm now joined by Mr. Marlon Deal, Youth Technical Director at North Village Community Club. Marlon, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great to have you on board. And does the name Ajani Burchall ring a bell?
It rings a lot of alarms. You know? Everybody basically knows what's going on right now with Ajani. I think the whole of Bermuda's been tuned in to his so-called journey right now, and recent developments that's been going on with him breaking into the first team and the Youth FA Cup that is playing here right now. So I think Bermuda's well tuned in right now.
I'm sure Bermuda and particularly all the folks at North Village must be immensely proud.
Definitely. He's living our dream right now. So we're living it with him right now. So he's fully supported. All the group chats are always going off, asking about Ajani. His parents are still very close with the club. So the updates are always there, and the love and support's always there.
Now, obviously, you've had the pleasure of coaching him in his early development. You know, when was your first introduction, meeting with this youngster?
My first memory of Ajani, it actually was even before I coached him. So it was from under 8s, I want to say. They used to arrange games at halftimes for the first team, and his under 8s used to play PHC or other teams, and right from the get-go, it used to be a real entertainment with full of energy. And it only takes you 3 to 5 minutes to pick out a good player to see the potentials in it. And right from there, you got to see exactly the potential that he actually has. By the time I got to coaching him at under 10s, I knew a bit about him because we're a community club and we stay pretty much connected with all our roots from the beginning to the end. So it's 4 things that we sort of assess. The first one would be the technique. Second would be tactics. Then the physical and the mental. Like I said, within 5 minutes, you can see who has good technique. And he was in a star-studded team, but he still stood out amongst his peers. When we go into the tactics, at under 10s now is a little more structure than just the free play from under 8s. His game insight, his game intelligence was superior. He was actually playing center midfield for me at the heart of the team. So everything was built around him and going through him when he was going forward or in the defensive end. When it comes to the physical part, of course, being a 10-year-old, it's not in the gym, it's not that strength builder, but he was always like a pit bull. He was always stuck in, he was always winning challenges and then driving forward with some of the amazing dribbling skills that he has. For the mental part, you can always say he was a very humble kid. He was humble from the beginning, and for me, that stood out a lot because we see a lot of kids that have that talent at that age, but when it comes to the little more challenges, you're playing against bigger boys, a little game gets a little rougher, you know, some tend to shy off. But Ajani, he always stood up to the challenge for us. And the level and commitment and focus that he would show during those times, you can see that, you know, if he continues along these paths, then it's definitely something special about to happen. Mm-hmm. There's a few games, at the time, I used to rotate the players a lot. And it's a few games where if he wasn't starting in the team, then, you know, you can see that his sort of passion coming out. He wanted to sort of cry. He's like, how could you coach, you know? How am I not starting today? You know, but it was all a part of his development for me at the time. And anytime I called upon him, he is always ready.
So based on your analysis of his potential back then, what sort of expectation did you have? Did you envision that, you know, this kid may take it a step further and aspire to the professional ranks?
That was the dream a lot. When you ask those kids at those levels, at that age, what do you want to be in the future? Then that's usually the answer. I want to be a footballer, you know? I had a few say I want to be a Gumbe, but he wanted to be a footballer. So right from that early age, we we sort of had an idea, but you don't see it that often in Bermuda. But he had a totally different mindset for me on the mental part of the game that stood out from others. Where, like I said, you get those players that are gifted, but don't have the full package to go with it. So those 4 steps, they have to go hand in hand for him to try to reach and achieve that next moment. For him, I always just thought, if he can get the exposure, if he can get a look in, then there's no limit to what these guys were doing. And at the times, we had just started to go over to Glasgow Rangers. So that was sort of a partnership that we was looking to build. When they used to come down and do the camps in April, he's definitely one of the kids that they had highlighted and was starting to track.
Right.
So
Okay.
So I mean,
All
it's
right.
good he got his shot that he got, but it was always something looking to find a pathway in for these children.
Very well. We appreciate you dropping by and sharing all these wonderful memories, and I wish you all the best out at North Village in your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back in a short few.
Up Close with Colin Thompson, brought to you by SO City 24-hour gas station. Buy fuel, auto supplies, snacks and food. Visit us at SO 24-hour gas station, located in the heart of the city.